Crimson Trace announces Link, the world's first wireless laser and white light system, combining a green laser and 300 lumen light with instinctive activation for AR-type rifles. Link, smart, simple, secure. Learn more at crimsontrace.com.
#1 national voice in defense of your Second Amendment rights. Gun Talk, available on iTunes and on the free Gun Dealio smartphone app for Android and iPhone. To be on the air with Tom, call us now, 866-825-5486 or 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Now, here's Tom.
Is it wrong that I'm shopping for guns during the commercial breaks here? Probably not. I don't think so. By the way, for those who are horrified by the idea, you don't buy guns directly on the internet. If you buy a gun, buy with big air quotes around it, buy a gun on the internet, you still have to do the face-to-face deal. You still have to go to a gun store. Say I go to a place in Gunbrook or wherever, they ship it to my federally licensed firearms dealer locally, because they can't send it to me across state lines. So they have to send it to the gun store, and then when I go to the gun store, it's face-to-face transfer, and we have to do the federal background check. I keep seeing people say, internet gun sales, you're getting around the laws. No, it's called complying with the laws. Yeah, well, there's a point, and I don't know where it is, but there's a point at which you have to just simply ignore some of the nonsense from the gun ban groups, because they just keep spewing nonsense out. And a lot of it, I think, some of it is true disinformation, and they're wanting to mislead the public, and they're pretty good at that. But part of it is driving their base, trying to get donations, and I am on their mailing list, so I get probably 2 or 3 emails per day asking for money. So they're doing that, and they make these idiotic claims about internet gun sales or no background checks, and I'm going, really? How do you keep saying that? Unfortunately, I will tell you, it's effective in terms of convincing some people that there essentially are no gun laws, or that, for instance, they'll say, well, the NRA is, tries to block every gun control. Well, actually, no. In the past, the NRA has participated in some of those to try to make them work when we say, okay, this is going to happen, let's make it work so that it's the least objectionable. Or, hey, this is not really a gun control law. It may be a gun law, but it's going to help us. I mean, you could argue that reciprocity is a gun law, right? We want that. It's not a gun control law exactly. Concealed carry is a gun law. Anyway, just a random observation I had here. By the way, our number is 866-TALK-GUN if you'd like to join us here, or just dial Tom Talk Gun. JC did exactly that on line 2 out of Fresno, California. Hey, JC, you're on Gun Talk.
Hey, Tom, I'm glad I finally got a hold of you. It's been a long time I've been listening to you. I do not own a gun, but I am sympathetic toward the First and Second Amendment. Mm-hmm. And I'm an educator, and what I find interesting and fascinating, I'm a former military as well. So I have used or shotguns when I was in the military at 45. In fact, I'm going to ask you a second question as far as advice as far as a gun. But I want to give my point of view as far as an educator. When we talk about, I teach in a class, and when we talk about guns in class, we actually bring up the topic of guns, and I ask the students point blank, I says, well, do you guys feel that we should ban guns? Should we get rid of the Second Amendment? And out here in California, they're very, very liberal, and most students are very indoctrinated out here, so most students will say, yes, they want to get rid of the Second Amendment, and many of our Democrats. But then if you try to, throw some logic in there, again, I don't own a gun, but I do try to get these students to think. And I say, okay, if we do get rid of guns, and say, for instance, people start killing people with knives, then should we get rid of knives? And then I go down the whole list. I say, okay, if we get rid of knives next, then people start killing each other with sticks and stones. Then we need to get rid of sticks and stones. And most of the time they either say, oh, you sound like a right wing, or they just try to deflect,
sure.
Or they just turn off. Their brains just literally turn off and say, where are you getting at? And even some will be illogical and say, well, guns are some mystical, magical type of evil thing that was created by some alchemists a million years ago, and we just need to get rid of them. I mean, they'll just come up with something really totally illogical.
How old are these kids?
Most of them are teenagers. I teach at the college level, and it is just amazing to see that they don't use logic. They just feed in or have totally accepted the propaganda that they've gotten through K through 12 out here. I mean, I think that this whole generation out here is going toward wanting to get rid of Second. If any, California student ever became president, they would go straight for the jugular of the Second Amendment. There's no doubt about it.
Let me ask you, one of the things that you might try, I'm not saying that it's going to have the desired effect, but I think it'd be interesting is to say, okay, what if guns were used to save people more than they were used in crime? Of course, they're going to reject the notion. They can say, well, actually, according to the CDC, guns are used in self-protection 3.5 times more often than they're used in crime. So they're actually 3.5 times, or call it 350% more to the good than to the negative. And
well, the problem with that, Tom, is that most students out here since they are Democrats, they don't accept any type of logic or statistics. They totally reject any type of logic or statistics, and they're totally driven by emotions. And their emotions tell them that it's wrong, and that's all they're going to go by. So I wish that was the case. Right. I would give you advice if you knew. Here's my solution to the problem. Okay. My solution to the problem is that if you know anybody in NRA, and I would suggest anybody listening from the NRA, if there's any kind of gun law that passes nationwide, you should always try to tag something in that gun law. If you think it's going to pass, if you think you're going to lose, try to tag something in that gun law that restricts game violence or movie violence. That there needs to be restrictions on guns in movies or guns in games. If that happened, there would be an absolute revolution with the millennials. They would go to the streets and craze.
I understand. It'd be the poison pill.
Guns in movies.
I almost want to say, all right, and you say, like, how many of you people support Donald Trump? And there'll be no hands. How many of you people hate Donald Trump? All the hands will come up and say, okay, I want you to imagine this. Donald Trump has declared himself to be the ultimate leader and has canceled all elections in the country and has declared himself to be president for life. And now they are coming and they're going to pick up whatever group you want. They're going to round up whomever it is. Would you resist that kind of thing? Would you resist a Trump dictatorship with firearms? Well, that's what the Second Amendment is about.
Yes. But I tell you, out here, they have a total hypocrisy, as you know, that many of the people in Hollywood that would want the Second Amendment done away with, they still want to use guns in their movies. You know that.
Well, and of course, they all have bodyguards, too.
Exactly. But it's a total hypocrisy.
Sure.
So basically, I just would suggest the NRA use a poison pill for any future gun legislation that you think might pass that would target these millennials, that would hurt them directly in the pocket or the video, so to speak,
right,
and limit or restrict video games or restrict guns and movies.
Okay.
I guarantee you they would just go crazy.
All right, JC, we got about a minute left. You said you had a question about a gun you wanted to ask me.
Yes. In the military, I shot at .45 and, of course, shotguns, and I didn't really like to kick that much. So I have a friend who is going to let me shoot his Glock. I think it's a 40. It's just below 45. Mm-hmm. And he said that the kick is just not reasonable. What do you think about that?
I find that the recoil on a 40 to actually be more objectionable than a 45. I would say if you can find somebody and shoot a 9mm, and you might even be able to find a range where you could rent one, shoot a 9mm pistol, I think you will find it to be very comfortable. Much more so than a 40. And basically, in order,
would it have the same knockdown as a 40, though?
Handguns don't have knockdown power. They have the ability to injure, and you hope that they disable. But there's no difference in the stopping ability of a 9 or a 40 and a 45. Zero. They all work exactly the same.
How about using a certain ammunition? I think you can't use hollow points to certain places, but.
New Jersey's the only place you can. Yeah, basically what you want to do is you want to buy modern self-defense ammunition. It's all going to be expanding bullets, and they are legal and they are effective. And if you really want to find out, just find out what the local police are using and use that. Look, I got to run. The break is about to run up on top of me. JC, thank you so much. Interesting points.
Thank you.
866-TALK-GUN, or just dial Tom. That's why I do it this way. Just dial Tom Talk Gun. Be right here.
Face it, sometimes more is better. That's the idea behind the double-stack, full-capacity pistols from Springfield Armory. From the groundbreaking XD to the ergonomic XDM to the latest refinements in the XD Mod 2 series, you can get subcompact, midsize, and full-size pistols in 9, 40, and 45. Carry, target, or tactical models. Fast, accurate, dependable. Don't come up short when it matters. Go full cap. Go Springfield Armory. Springfield-Armory.com.
If you carry a gun, you need training. Your concealed carry class was definitely not training. But time, money, and obligations keep you from spending days at a shooting school. The trusted folks at Gun Talk can help. Concealed Carry 1, our DVD featuring the VADA Group, covers what gun, what holster, how to carry, where to wear your gun, and much more. Visit shopguntalk.com. That's shopguntalk.com. Look, this really is life and death. Learn how to stay aware, how to get away, and how to fight if you must. At shopguntalk.com, you can get the 2 DVD set, including Fighting with the 1911 with Tiger McKee. No matter what gun you carry, this vital training info can save your life. Learn the draw, the stance, reloading, vital gear from Gun Talk. That's shopguntalk.com. shopguntalk.com.
Since 1937, Ducks Unlimited has led the charge on wetlands and waterfowl conservation. Wetlands reduce the effects of flooding and recharge our drinking water. But perhaps most importantly, they allow us to experience what makes the outdoors so great. Band together to rescue our wetlands.
Think all ammo's the same? Think again. Aguila Ammunition uses the highest quality materials and is one of the world's largest rimfire manufacturers. Want silent 22 ammo, powderless Super Colibri, and Sniper Subsonic? Merely whisper. For light recoil and big performance, mini shells make any shotgun a pleasure to shoot. Match grade and the Hyperfast Super Maximum and Interceptor 22 loads get the maximum for your rifle or pistol. Visit aguilaammo.com/brimfire. Feed your firearm.
Got this email from Kurt out of Milton, Florida. My wife has finally found her perfect match in firearms. She has gone with the M&P 380 Shield EZ. The EZ means it's easy to operate. You can run the slide. She says she can run it and well. Thanks for all you do. Thank you, Kurt. Appreciate you passing along the range report. Love the range reports. What are you shooting? Anybody that you shoot with, have you got a chance to shoot somebody else's gun? That's always fun. Hey, you don't mind if I shoot that? And usually everybody says, sure, not a problem. We can do that. Pretty cool stuff. Let's see. Line 3, Rick's with us. Salem, Illinois. Rick, you're out there in not exactly enemy territory, but Illinois is a patchwork, is it not?
It's a mess.
It's a mess.
I want to talk to you a little bit. I don't know if you've heard about the Sanctuary County movement.
I have.
Yeah, it's cool. For example, now, on last Friday, there was an amendment to one of the bills that's trying to go through, where if I sell a gun to someone in Illinois, I have to record that transaction and the type of gun with the state police. Mm-hmm. Well, some of the counties are getting kind of tired of this. They're generally in southern Illinois, we're a little more conservative. Mm-hmm. But if I could read this to you, sure. Several counties in rural Illinois are using the same concept that the sanctuary cities are using to protect gun rights. Now, it says 4, but I think it's up to 6 or 7, declared themselves sanctuary counties for gun owners, meaning that they would not enforce any gun control measures passed by state lawmakers. And then the chairman, David Campbell, of one of the counties, he's the vice chairman, of Effingham County, mm-hmm. Said, we want to make a statement. We don't want our Second Amendment rights to be stripped away from us. If we protect immigrants with sanctuary cities, why not use similar laws to protect our own gun rights? Now, the county in which I live, Marion County, has a similar resolution. I have not seen it. I will not till Tuesday on June the 12th. I intend on being there. But is this not interesting?
Well, it is. And for those who are not following exactly what we're talking about, you know how certain states and certain cities have declared themselves sanctuary cities for illegal immigrants, and they say we're not going to cooperate with the feds on their attempts to enforce the law. We're going to basically hide illegal immigrants, and we're not going to help the feds do their job. And so counties in Illinois, and then they're smart. They're using a political term, a word that has a lot of weight to it by saying sanctuary. We're going to be sanctuary counties where we're going to tell our law enforcement people you are prohibited from helping the state enforce these laws that they're passing. And what you got, and you know the deal, Rick, you basically have a Chicago and the rest of the state split, don't you?
Yes, indeed.
So you got Chicago wielding its weight and its population to enact, if you will, laws that people in particularly rural counties in Illinois don't want. You're talking about a lot of counties there, you drive around, all you're going to see is barns and silos and corn. And, it's a fabulous state from that standpoint. And yet you're getting saddled with what the folks up in Chicago would. Yeah, we really want to listen to what Chicago says about guns and gun safety when they're just killing people as fast as they can stack them up. Makes no sense at all.
Now, one last point, if you don't mind. According to Campbell, 30 of the Illinois 102 counties have asked to see Effingham County's resolution.
Oh.
So there may be some hope.
Yeah, exactly. And the Illinois State Rifle Association, I see that Richard Pearson's being quoted on that. He says they're trying to make a point talking about these counties, how they resent how the city of Chicago treats the rest of the state and how they're treated as gun owners. And I think that's exactly it, trying to make a point and get people to pay attention, because otherwise, nobody was paying attention until this. And, Rick, I think it's a brilliant idea using the whole sanctuary city concept to get somebody's attention and see if they can't say, look, we're just not going to enforce that law. We're going to tell our law enforcement people here, you are prohibited from enforcing that law. I love it.
Can I just one more thing before I go?
Yeah, sure.
I shoot at 2 ranges. One of them, the owner of the range, he also had a little gun shop. I work there from time to time. I sell some of those evil guns. And he now requires, we don't charge, but he now requires an NRA membership before you can shoot at his range. 26
really?
To date, and he just passed that 2 months ago.
That is terrific. I would like it if every gun store, every range would require that. Now, I know there are some gun stores who give away an NRA membership, and there are a bunch of gun companies that give away NRA memberships with their guns. They have a certificate in the gun box that this is good for a free 1-year NRA membership. If you already have an NRA membership, if you're already an NRA member, you can give it to someone and basically just increase the numbers. And that's the whole idea, is that we've got to have more numbers. If the NRA membership went from 5 million to 10 million to 15 to 20 million, we wouldn't be having this conversation. It would over, game over, as simple as that. So, Rick, I appreciate the call, sir. I mean, it's a great information. I love the sanctuary city idea. We're not going to enforce your crazy gun laws. You want to ban a particular kind of gun? No, not here. We're just going to declare ourselves off limits for your nonsense. I like that. Line 2, Scott is out of, looks like West Texas somewhere. Hey, Scott.
Well, I'm actually in West, Texas, just outside of Waco.
It's funny. I looked at that and said West, Texas, and went, well, maybe they meant West Texas, because, as you know, we refer to West Texas as a region.
Yeah, no, I'm from the city of West.
Okay, got it. All right, thanks. What's up?
We just moved out to the country, Tom, and this is prime rattlesnake season. I found a big old shed, and then yesterday I found a live one, and probably due to operator error, it took me about 4 shots with my SIG 2022 to kill it. And so I'm thinking about getting a Taurus Judge, and I've looked at them. I know they have a polymer, and then they have kind of like a stainless finish, and I sweat a lot. So what would my options be on looking at that Taurus Judge where I can put the 410 shell in it?
I think as far as the stainless versus polymer, that's going to be a personal choice. Look at the weight difference. Are you going to be carrying it all the time?
Yes, I'm going to carry it out in the pasture.
Right. You're going to want a good belt and a good holster because it's not a small gun, although they do have kind of a smaller version. I think it's a really good choice for snake protection. I actually am getting ready to grab some snake loads for my 357 because there's some pretty decent snake loads there, but they are small compared to a 410. I like your idea. I think that's a really good snake gun. And for those who are saying, don't shoot the snake, you've never had one start buzzing just, a foot or two away from you or right around your house when you're thinking, okay, I know that they generally are not that harmful, but I don't want one next to my house, and I'm going to take care of it and get it done. So, I think I would sure consider, go get your hands on the various Judges if you can. Go to a store that has them and see which one you like. And then I like your idea. Just grab one and go with it. I don't know if you need the 3-inch. That's, again, going to be a personal choice. If you have any experience, and thanks for the call, if you have any experience with the Judge as a snake gun, or if you have a particular choice that you use, what do you carry for snake protection? We talk about bear protection, but we got snakes in a whole lot more parts of the country. I think it's a real deal. What is your preferred snake gun? 866-TALK-GUN.
Sign up for our Gun Talk newsletter and join the Truth Squad at www.guntalk.com. Now, back to Gun Talk with Washington Times opinion page regular contributor Tom Gresham.
Hey, don't forget that one of the best ways to catch up on Gun Talk shows that you've missed is through the Gun Dealio free smartphone app. You can put it on your Android, on your iPhone. It's called Gun Dealio. It's free. It helps you save money on ammo, on guns, on scopes, and everything else. Just set it up, and if you have it, make sure that you're getting alerts, and make sure you allow the notifications. That's how it really works for you. When you go into a gun store, you'll get notifications of super deals from gun makers and other people. It's a great way to save money on your guns and ammo and accessories. And also, you can listen to back issues, old shows, even like last week's show of Gun Talk if you miss one. Pretty cool, called Gun Dealio. All right, let's go to line 1. Richard's with us out of Portland, Oregon, with a story that I wanted to talk about. I'm glad you're talking about it, Richard. Okay, talk about this active shooter video game.
Yeah, it's a game that's going to be coming out on June 6th. It's a thing where you become either the good guy or bad guy in school, and you have a body count that you can get statistics on, or you can claim, and you get to pick your weapons, or you can become a SWAT officer trying to stop it. But I mean, I don't know. I just can't believe they're putting out something like this.
And the game stats, I'm looking at it here. It counts civilians killed and cops killed. So you can be either the SWAT team coming in, or you can be the active killer going through a school and killing people. What's this outfit? Oh, yeah, I love this. It says from the company putting it out, only an active shooter. You will be able to pick the role of an elite SWAT team member or the actual shooter. Depending on the role, your objective might be to protect and extract or hunt and destroy. Holy cow.
I know. I mean, this is just to enable some mentally ill kid to, go out and do something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm seeing that the company called Valve that's putting it out said that they are considering the high amount of critics and hate. Yeah, hate, right. The developer will, quote, likely remove the shooter's role. However, that doesn't change the school setting. It's still an active shooter situation in a school. Look, I realize that I am, I got gray hair, okay? I get that. But at the same time, if anybody who's read any of Colonel Dave Grossman's materials, his book and series called On Killing, and talking about how you desensitize soldiers to enable them, because in the past, a lot of soldiers never did fire their weapons when they got into combat. And the military found out that one of the ways that they can get them to be more active, to actually engage in combat, is to have them play killer video games. And it works on them because they're teenagers, and it works on teenagers to help them get ready to go kill innocent people. I mean, it just does. It's not even arguable anymore. The data is in. It's outrageous. And I appreciate the call, sir. It is, the game is actually called Active Shooter, believe it or not. Holy cow. Line 4, Ken's with us. Medford, Oregon. We're talking snakes. Ken, what are you carrying?
I carry a Bond Arms Derringer. I particularly prefer the Century 2000, but the Snake Slayer is pretty awesome, too. And not only does it work well shooting a 410 shell, you have two of them in there, but Bond Arms actually offers a really neat little holster that you can carry it several different ways, and it is accurate to about 25 yards.
Oh, okay. Excellent. How long you had that?
I've had it for a little over a year, and I use it when I go fishing and when I go up in the mountains, just in case. Yeah. And it's a lot better than using birdshot and a regular pistol because the 410 does a better job.
Have you had occasion to use it on a snake?
Yeah, it turned out it wasn't a rattlesnake, but it scared the hell out of me. So I killed it.
Okay, but yeah, very good.
It does the job.
Very good. Look, I appreciate the call. One I forgot about. Thank you, sir. And Jim mentioned, says, the Smith & Wesson Governor is a 410 revolver. It's a 6-shot. I remember right. I think the Taurus is a 5-shot. And the Governor is a 6-shot, and you can shoot 2.5-inch 410 shells in it, 45 Colt, and also 45 ACP, which is very cool because it comes with full moon clips. So you can use one revolver shooting 410 shotgun shells, 45 ACP, or 45 Colt ammo in it, and it's a 6-shot. Let's see, 29.5 ounces, stainless steel, with a scandium alloy. That is their lightweight alloy, which I like a lot. So that's certainly another possibility for you. So your choices when it comes to snakes. Bill's got some choices on snakes on line 3. Hey, Bill.
Tom, I like to carry I always used to carry a 22 Magnum. Yeah. And that did an excellent shot on snakes. But now I graduated to a 45. I bought a Smith & Wesson 45 M&P, and I carry snake shot for it. And that does wonders.
So you got snake shot and the 45 ACP loads?
Yes.
Have you shot them? Does it cycle the gun okay?
I haven't shot it yet. I just got that yesterday, the 45 shot yesterday. I haven't shot it yet.
You might want to just take it out and run one mag. And I know they're kind of pricey, but still, I would want to run 4, 5, 6 rounds through it just to make sure it operates the slide. It probably does, but when you introduce something that's a kind of different kind of ammo into a semi-auto, you definitely want to make sure it works okay.
Yes, I'll do that.
All right. Good deal. I appreciate the heads up on that. Thank you for that info. All right, 866-TALK-GUN is the magic number here. We're talking about, do you even think it's a good idea to have a snake gun? Or some people say, well, if I had time to shoot it, I would just walk away from it and get a stick and do all that. Yeah, I know, but it's a big old cottonmouth, or it's a big old rattlesnake. It's on the path, or it's whatever. What's your choices? Do you carry a snake gun? If you do, what is it? Do you think it's a good idea, or do you think it's a bad idea? 866-TALK-GUN.
Tactical professionals who put their lives on the line every day depend on Surefire. Since 1979, Surefire has designed, machined, and assembled the finest flashlights, weapon-mounted lights, hearing protection, and suppressors right here in the U.S. Surefire, offering a best-in-class warranty and customer service, and used by more military special operations, SWAT teams, and hard-use end users than any other brand. Surefire, American-built, American-strong. Visit Surefire.com. That's Surefire.com.
Over the years, ammo continues to advance, and Inceptor RNP Sport Utility Ammo is a perfect example. RNP is lead-free and frangible, making it ideal for the range. The unique projectile also reduces wear on firearms, so you can spend more time training and less time cleaning. RNP is also ballistically matched to Inceptor ARX preferred defense ammo in all calibers, so you are ready to carry. Learn more at InceptorAmmo.com.
If you're like me, you don't have money to burn, but you still want to buy guns, ammo, and accessories. That's why we created Gun Dealio. That's a free, yes, a free smartphone app. Just download it and start getting the deals. Could be discounts, offers of free magazines for your gun, or you could be the first to hear about new stuff from gun makers. Here's how it works. With Gun Dealio on your phone, you get alerts when you enter a gun store. Special deals, you know. You don't have to do a thing. It'll do a lot of other cool things, like let you watch gun videos and listen to Gun Talk podcast. Plus, check it anytime for hundreds of deals and offers. Getting more while spending less. Smart, huh? Gun Dealio. Made in America. Gluten-free. At the App Store and Google Play or GunDealio.com.
The Ruger pistol that started it all is now even better. The Ruger Mark IV has the same great look as the Mark III, but now its simple one-button takedown means less time taking apart your gun and more time shooting it. Disassemble it in seconds for no hassle cleaning. Learn more about the Target, Hunter, and 2245 Light Mark IV series models at Ruger.com. The Ruger Mark IV, another rugged, reliable firearm from Ruger.
All right, back with the 866 Talk Gun, or just Tom Talk Gun. By the way, you can catch all of our videos on, let's see, YouTube, Roku, Amazon Fire, holy cow, there's a whole bunch of different ones. Oh, on our Facebook page, go to Gun Talk Media, look for Gun Talk Media on Facebook. You can see what we're up to there. A lot of different ways. And, oh yeah, if you miss a Gun Talk radio show, you can actually catch it on YouTube, because we put them all on YouTube as well. So you can have that playing at work. Hey, not my problem. You do what you want to do at work, okay? That'll work. Let's see. Line 2. This is interesting. Lawrence is out of Reno, Nevada. What happened in Russia?
Hello.
Hey, Lawrence, you're on the air.
You got the wrong person. I'm waiting for you, but I'm not him.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Let's do this. Let's talk to... Are you Jeff?
I am.
All right, Jeff, let's go with it. How you doing, man?
All right, sir. I was going to call up because a lot of you folks were calling in about snakes, and I'm Native American and from northern New Mexico, and we just handle things differently. Snakes are pretty venerated by us, and from a practical standpoint, you know this. You know, you've been outdoors a lot and what have you, is, you know, just to want to tell everybody out there, you know, please don't kill the non-poisonous snakes. We need them. They're an important aspect to the environment, and they keep, of course, out here the mice under control, which spread hantavirus and the plague.
Yep, exactly right.
So thanks for that. We appreciate you respecting our snakes and wildlife. So So the question I was going to ask you is, you had contact info. I was in a shooting incident, and I had a SIG P320 that I used, and you were going to give us some contact info if we wanted to contact Sig Sauer and let them know how their pistol performed, and if there was a contact person we could get a hold of for that.
Well, I mean, probably I would just start with the website, sigsauer.com. I don't know. I mean, what's the situation with, you say you were in a shooting situation? What do you mean?
I was in a shootout and had a Sig Sauer P320. I got carjacked by a couple of guys. So I had emailed Sig Sauer about it, and I was very pleased with the pistol and how it performed, and I just never heard back, and I thought it was just
do me a favor, shoot me an email on it. Let's do it this way. If you'll shoot me an email, let me get it to the right person there, okay?
Oh, absolutely. Thanks. Okay. I appreciate that.
Tom at Guntalk. Tom at guntalk.com. It's pretty easy.
Well, that is easy, even for me.
Hey, I need easy. I can't remember anything else anymore.
Oh, man, I'm telling you. And I'm a 3-tour combat vet. My dad was a 3-war combat vet. His dad was World War I. His dad was a Civil War. I just want to say thank you to all the vets, and thank you to my fellow brothers and sisters, and I hope we can all remember those that never did return in our prayers today on this Memorial Day weekend. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you. I mean, you guys who walked up there and raised your right hand and took the oath and say, I'll go fight for you guys. I will go protect you guys. The word hero is thrown around a lot, but to me, you guys are the heroes. I appreciate it, Jeff. Thank you for the call. Thank you for your service. Line 3, Bob's with us out of Montana. Bob, you're on Gun Talk.
Hi, Tom. I just wanted to say you had asked people to call in about what load they used for snakes. Mm-hmm. And my favorite, I'm here in Montana, and up above where I live is a place called Clapper Flats, and that's loaded with snakes. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I for all around anything, I found a 357 SIG. I've got a P229, and that works good on anything.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I was just thinking about our last caller, Jeff, and he made a good point. We had a snake. We were out doing a video shoot a few weeks ago. We had a big old black snake out there, and it's interesting. Half the people there, at least half the people there, wearing guns, and nobody had any thought about shooting this thing. It's just a big old black, probably a king snake, and we're thinking, yeah, that's the good kind, man. Let him go. I mean, if it's non-poisonous, I wouldn't shoot it at all, and if it's poisonous, it kind of depends on where it is and what's going on. But there are certain circumstances where you say, okay, we can't have this rattlesnake next to the house where the kids play, for instance, that kind of a thing. So, or, where we're going to be camping right here. I can't let it just go out, and that's going to drive me crazy. I won't be able to sleep tonight. But for the most part, most snakes, if they're not poisonous, they're good. Even the poisonous ones, of course, do good in terms of eating rats and that kind of deal. But I got to tell you, man, I don't know. And Bob, when a rattlesnake starts buzzing, man, I'm going to come about 3 feet off the ground, and I'm looking for him at that point. I don't know. It's a thing. I think we're hardwired that way, aren't we?
I think so. A rattler is something I don't have any use for whatsoever.
Yeah.
Except that they do kill vermin. Rodents and things like that. We'd be overrun with rabbits and rats if they weren't there. But
yeah. I mean, I'm not out to kill all the snakes in the world, but I just don't want one next to where I'm camping, where I'm sleeping on the ground.
So, that's correct.
All right, appreciate it. I appreciate the call, sir. Yeah, it's interesting. I just like I know they're good, and after I get over the initial whoa snake, you go, oh, okay, that's a good one, or ooh, man. And down here we have, I guess we've got all the classifications where we are. We have rattlesnakes, cottonmouths, copperheads, coral snakes. That's kind of the big one. Yeah, lawyers. We got all kinds of snakes. That wasn't nice. Jim said that in my ear. I didn't say that, did I? Oh, I guess I did. I don't know. It's one of those deals that, yeah, you probably really don't need a gun to take care of a snake. At the same time, if there's no stick around, I would kind of like to have that. So anyway, and I've always got my gun with me anyway because, like I told somebody, if I'm wearing pants, I'm wearing a gun. Pretty simple way to figure it out. 866-TALK-GUN. I'm Tom Gresham. Let's go straight to the phones. Line 1, David's with us out of Central Point, Oregon. David, you have the floor, sir.
Yes. Before I get started, I would like to thank all the servicemen that gave all, but especially their family members, because they serve even if they don't serve directly.
Amen.
How we used to deal with the snakes in our rural lands was we used to turn California kings or bull snakes. They're constrictors, and they eat rattlesnakes.
Oh, are they big?
They get a little bigger than a full-grown rattlesnake.
I like it. I think I'd like to see one of them eating a rattlesnake. Well. That would be cool.
And they eat rattlesnakes, but they eat rats and things. And the Native American that spoke about not killing the non-poisonous ones,
right?
That's a good idea.
Yep, absolutely.
Gardener snakes eat a tremendous amount of mice.
Yeah, and we have king snakes here where we are, and they also do a lot with that. It's and look, it's not difficult to figure out if a snake is poisonous or not. There really are only a few types of poisonous snakes in the U.S. for those who don't know. And look, I appreciate the call. Thank you, sir. You got your pit vipers. Rattlesnakes are easy to figure out. Cottonmouths can be a little bit tricky, but once you know what you're looking for. Coral snakes are pretty non-aggressive. You would have to almost be messing with one. And copperheads are kind of a different deal. They're timid, but they will bite you. Their bite's not all that poisonous, but it is poisonous. Kind of like, it's not a good thing. But if you just figure out those main ones, there are a lot of different kinds of rattlesnakes, but basically it's just rattlesnake. You can figure it out. All right. So there you go. And it's weird. Sometimes the small ones can be the more poisonous ones. It's kind of a weird deal there. Everything else, good to go. Frankie, I'd like to jump away, kind of figure out what it is, because trust me, when I walk up on one, I'm jumping. When you're squirrel hunting, I found out the hard way, if you see a snake early in the morning when you're squirrel hunting, you might as well go home, because you can no longer look up in a tree and look on the ground at the same time. And if you're looking on the ground, you're not going to see any squirrels. So just saying, practical experience here. Squirrel hunting after you've seen the snake, it's pretty much all over. At least it was for me. Couldn't do that. So there it is. Now, I like Jim's idea. If you find some snakes, or a snake, you put out a sign that says no snakes. It's a snake-free zone. That should work, don't you think? For those who haven't figured it out, and here's the reality of it, the gun ban groups have stopped pretending. They used to say, well, we don't want to take your guns away. We just want blah, blah, blah. Now they're pretty much out there and they're saying, yes, as a matter of fact, we really do want to take your guns away. Their idea of a gun-free zone is the United States of America. I wonder if they have actually projected how that happens, how that goes about, what's going to happen. Even if 0.5% of gun owners say, no, from my cold, dead hands, I will shoot whoever comes to get them. That's 500,000 people. Imagine that. It's 500,000 people. I don't think they've ever gone there in their minds. I don't think they understand the depth, how much we think this is protecting our country. I don't know. I hope they don't go there. I hope we don't find out, because I know that there are enough people who take it that seriously to where we would get to an ugly, ugly place. Yeah, we really would. In the meantime, again, thank you for the families. Thank you for those who, of course, gave the ultimate sacrifice. And you might just want to include all of them in your prayers today. I appreciate that. And thank you for being part of Gun Talk and being part of the whole deal. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, where I am at Gun Talk. Check out our Facebook page. In the meantime, carry always, check your 6, hug your family. We'll see you next week.